Hey, it's Emily, and welcome back to another tarot-ish video. Today, we are going to be diving into an Eden Kiss, you guys. This is by Lennan Smith. And she so kindly sent this my way. This is the Game Crafter version of this deck. And so, yeah, I kind of just wanted to take you guys through it and show you guys a little bit about it. So this is a play between Eve and Lilith, and this is kind of like if Eve and Lilith turned into like a sapphic romance. And so on the side here, we have Eve loved her devilish smile. And then on the other side here, we have Lilith loved her heavenly eyes. So this is not a tarot deck, and this is not your typical oracle deck. This is more along the lines of an oracle-based art deck. And so our creatrix, she is I would classify her as like a story weaver as well as a deck designer. She does have a Substack. She does have books that she's written and published. And so I will have all of her information linked into the description box below. And so if you're interested, definitely check her out in greater detail. But yeah, let's kind of get into this. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is actually going to be the second time I have filmed this, because the first time I filmed the entire thing and then it only saved like the first 3 seconds. And I was like, I don't know what happened. Clearly something glitched somewhere along the line. But I was really sad. And so this is going to be my second time now going through the deck. But I don't mind. This is a really lovely work of art. So inside we just have a plain white little tuck box here. On the back of it, I guess I'll give you a little insight into the deck, but it says, this art deck tells the haunting tale of secret love between Lilith and Eve, two ethereal figures intertwined by fate. So this kind of goes to like all of their, I guess, like little sapphic romantic meeting under the moonlight, vibe. And so it's really, really interesting. Okay. And I have been really enjoying working with it this far. And so it's very unique. I don't have anything else like it in my collection. And so, yeah. But when Lennan sent me this deck, she sent me this really, really sweet little note, as well as a little piece of black tourmaline and some dragon's blood resin. But it says, have fun with the girls. They are both fragile and feral. And so I really like that kind of like, I don't even want to say tagline, but I like the way that she describes both of them. Now, like I said, this is the Game Crafters version. I am pretty sure that she does still have this available on Make Playing Cards. I may be incorrect here. I think it's still available on Make Playing Cards, but I do believe she is making the shift to Game Crafters for her decks. And so I think this is a shift that will be happening kind of into the new year if it's not already underway. But yeah, again, I'm going to say it one more time. This is the Game Crafter version, not the Make Playing Card version. I will have this version that I have in my hands that you are seeing today linked into the description box below. It does come with a really, really nice little flip guidebook. We do have, our stitched edging here. And then I'll read you a little bit on the inside. It says, darkness had fallen and Lilith made her way toward the trapdoor of Eden, her chin held high, though a tear fell from her face to be exiled. And then we have down here, Eve's body shook from the intensity of her magical birth. A hand rested on her shoulder, gently pushing her down towards the grass. Hesitant yet willing, she obliged. As she lay spread out in the glade, she heard a branch snap in the still air. Her head turned toward the source of the sound in the dark tree line. So basically, this is where Lilith and Eve kind of come to meet. And so here we have how to use the deck. It says, this deck is unique, exploring the secret, timeless love affair between Lilith and Eve. Each card tells its own story. Every secret meeting, candlelit ritual in the woods, and back pew kiss in an ancient church is illustrated in the glorious collage-style detail. Lilith and Eve's story transcends boundaries that no one knew existed. Each image carefully relays one night, one situation. What do you see in the cards? So it says, without numbers or titles, each card plays with the oracular juxtaposition. More of an art deck than a traditional oracle, this deck serves as a sacred tool. So over here we have the apple tree spread, which I really like. And then we have the Paradise Reimagined, which I'm super intrigued with. And I will definitely be doing it and posting it to my Instagram. And so again, if you're not on my Instagram, you totally should be. It's in the description box, as you can imagine. But yeah, let's just kind of get into it. So our card backs are really pretty. I think they fall perfectly in line with the deck and like the box and the guidebook and everything. The cardstock is really nice. It is like a glossy, it's just like a glossy cardstock. I don't know. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. And so it doesn't have any texture to it. Like there's no linen, there's no matte. It feels just like a glossy cardstock. It does bend pretty nicely. But yeah, we don't have any gilded edges here. And if you're noticing that the video is a little bit darker because the cardstock is so glossy, I opted to not use my ring light because I didn't want to disrupt any of the imagery. So let's get into it. It says, bathe in serpent fires. It's really interesting and intriguing imagery. And again, I don't think there's anything else like it. And it is incredibly unique. And I really love it for that. Here it says, we sought refuge in the cellar, watched the storm bleed onto our bronze chests. And our creatrix really utilizes a lot of statue imagery in here, which I find to be really interesting. And I like the way she plays with color throughout the deck as well, because there are some colors in here that I was not expecting to see at all. We learned each other in the dark library. Love. I think if you are someone who works with Lilith or Eve, I think this would be like I think it would really add something to your practice and even to like the veneration and communication between the two. I really love this bat and this one. In a roadside motel, we dreamed of a sigil that would plant poppies in our garden. And so some of the phrasing on the cards, you can definitely tell that our creator of the deck is definitely a writer and a story weaver, because I feel like with this deck, we not only get an oracle or like an oracle based art deck out of this, but you also get a good chunk of her writing, which I love because it feels like a 2-for-1. And then obviously if you are drawn to her writing, you can definitely then check out the books that she has available. I really love this one, Until We Are Skeletons. But yeah, we do get a decent, like I said, a decent amount of writing in the deck too. Now, this is one that when Rosebay comes out with her Serpent Tarot at some point in 26, I think that these will read really, really well together. And I know that's a bold statement to say because obviously the Serpent Tarot isn't even finished yet, but just the imagery between this deck and so far the little bit that I've seen on Rosebay's Instagram, I'm definitely going to try and to pair those two together and kind of see what we can come up with. But that's a deck that I'm looking forward to kind of using alongside this one and vice versa. And then like we have some really bright green colors here, and like we have some hot pinks in the deck too. Meet me where we first met, the letter said. It's super interesting. I do think it is a very pretty deck though. Captured by the moon, lured to nights. I do love all of our like candle imagery and like the orangey tones that we're getting, because it really does make it feel like some of these cards honestly feel like they're taking place in like a late night, you know, church meetup sort of area, and I think that really adds to the overall aesthetic and vibe of the deck. Bleeding heart spell, cast the drops into open eyes. Like, it's just super, super interesting. I think this is also going to be a great deck for any sort of creative writing, or if you're experiencing writer's block, you know, maybe pulling a couple of these cards and seeing what you can get to come forward, I think would be really beneficial. And also, you know, like low-key, tossing some of these and some spell work, I think would really elevate the experience. Your armor was made of slithering bones. I peeled the plump shields. I feel like the longer you sit with the cards and the longer you sit with the words, literally more stuff kind of bubbles up from underneath the surface with this one. Don't fear the serpent. I love that we have like Lilith over here eating the apple. I don't know. It's just really, really interesting. And this is also, sorry if you can hear my AC kick on. I live in the desert, you guys, and it is still hot. I know it's late September, but it's hot here. Oh my gosh, I almost lost my train of thought. It'll come back. We dance the forest awake, apples ripen, provide the beat, and stepping lightly on grass, we sang and danced the forest awake. Like, this is such a vibe. Such a vibe. Search for me in the rotten visions. This is one of my most favorite cards in the deck. For me, it's like, it's the candles, it's the gray statues, it's the road. I don't know. I really love this one. And this one too. Paid our debts. It is so delicious. Those are gorgeous. Here's our pink that I was talking about. This is another card that I am also obsessed with. It says, climb to me, climb to pluck the fruit of ages, climb to me. Like, it's very, very poetic. Crashed the party and drank the spiked apple cider. Oh, this is another one that I love. It says, don't veil yourself from what will be a maddening experience. I don't know. It's just really, really good, you guys. Watching you, watching growth, I learned to stop and smell the apples. The art exhibit was called Paradise. Defend along the serpent's back. We have this beautiful blade with the snake. We have Lilith and Eve. It's just, I don't know. I literally don't know of any other decks like this, and I think that's what makes this one so unique, is it's not a typical deck at all, in my opinion at least. Cried seeds to fates intertwined. In garments we were not clothed. I really like that one too. Like, the layers and the collage style in here is really, I don't know, we're pulling from different time periods, we're pulling from different art styles. She really, really made something that was very eclectic, but also true to her, and I really appreciate that. Brew the cure. Like, some of these cards, like this card specifically, I think is one that, like, it just reminds me of Rose Bay's Serpent Tarot that I've seen pictures of, and I really cannot wait to kind of put these two side by side and to see what they're like. Spoke prehistoric languages, origins. Set off the sprinklers with our passions. I love this one too. Our blood moon emotions. It's so beautiful. Gorgeous. We have this like snake skeleton. I don't know. I will follow you down long roads as the vulture flies. I love that. I really do. I love that we have this like bloodied handprint on her thigh over here. Chained behind generational lace, and they ate their fruits and left them as offerings. I'm really, really interested to hear what you guys have to say and kind of what your thoughts are on this deck. As for me, I really, really think that there's so much like untapped potential that this can bring forward when it comes to communication with the spirits, and also, you know, if you were to utilize this in spell work or even in literally creative story writing or something to combat writer's block, I think this is going to be a phenomenal deck for that. This is really like a multi-purpose deck in my opinion and how I plan to use it. But I kind of want to hear what you guys think about it. Yeah, I mean, if you guys appreciate these walkthroughs and these videos that I do, kind of like showcasing newish decks that are out there, definitely do not forget to subscribe, you guys. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you choosing to spend your finite time with me, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.